Do you have any ideas in particular?
Pretty?
What's up, guys? It's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for another episode on the Diamond Society server. It is another beautiful day here in Diamond City, and I'm hanging out here at the Coop Dizzle Modern House, and getting ready. We've got a lot of work to get done this episode, my friends. And actually, before I get into that, I want to say thank you all so much for your support on the last Diamond Society episode, and just for the channel in general, guys. I really have appreciated it. Sometimes I get down on sort of my growth statistics, and for the first time in a long time, like this month, in the last, 28 days or whatever, as of the time I'm recording this, the channel has grown by 12 subscribers, which isn't a whole lot, right? But it's pretty good for a channel my size. Like, that's about on par with what you would want or what you would expect. So thank you guys so much for helping me out with that. And here, man, have some diamonds on me. Oh, the lag is real. There it is. Anytime it rains in small town Texas over here, we have internet problems and it produces serious lag. So there you go. But anyway, thank you guys so much, really, from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, what have we got on the agenda today? Well, so here's the thing. I've got a lot of really cool projects planned. Now, we've spent the last couple of episodes out at the space station, and we have been making some really good progress on that. However, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of worry that you guys might be, this would be a really good opportunity to use my elytra. I feel like you guys might be getting a little bit burned out on the space station. I mean, we basically spent 2 episodes there. And at the same time, I kind of need a little bit of a break from it as well. Although Three Ravens and I have been making a lot of great progress. And so, wait, do I have 2 elytra? What just happened? Did I just duplicate this, or is this just a lag thing? What on earth just happened? Look, they're identical. 153 durability, I'm breaking 3. Same thing? That's so strange. Alright, so anyway, I just wanted to grab this thing because, small town internet. We recently had some rain, not even a storm, man, and just the internet is so terrible. But anyway, let me see if I can fly now. I usually ender pearl my way over there, but let me see if I can fly over now. That was, oh, no, nothing. That was such a fail. Alright, I want to try that again. I want to see if I can get the hang of this thing. Alright, so I got the weather cleared real quick, and let me see, where would be a good place to launch from? I feel like on top of my house would definitely be a better place, but I want to see if I can do it from right here. And pro tip here, F5 mode is definitely the way to go. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, what? I didn't do that. Okay, probably internet related again. But anyway, alright, so yeah, we have a lot of cool projects planned. As I was saying, the big thing is, you know, I never really, when I got on the Diamond Society, I never really did my my due diligence, I guess, in... Oh, by the way, check this out. If you haven't seen BC's video, again, you need to go check out BC. He's the man. But yeah, this is freaking genius right here. He created a basketball hoop out of Start Tower, which is just hysterical, I think. So yeah, the thing is, when I get on the server, guys, I hate starting over. I can't stand it, really. And so I got on the Diamond Society. I was really excited to be playing on the server. But at the same time, I was really lazy about getting all of the things that any really good Minecrafter should have in their arsenal, including something like a beacon, for example. So I think we really need to get that done. In order for us to be able to make progress in some of these, hello, rubber band much? But yeah, we really need to get that in order to make progress on some of the stuff that we want to do. I just saw a name tag, must be James. So I think that's going to be the first big order of business today. Basically, I'm going to go make sure that I've got the right equipment here. We're going to go get into some trouble with some wither skeletons and see if we can get ourselves into a beacon this episode. So that's going to be goal number 1, and if we have time, we may tackle one of those other projects. So it all just depends on how the week kind of goes. Oh, lightning! You're kidding. That's terrible. And one of these days, we got to come through and do a bunch of repair work around the city too. But anyway, Oh yeah, I want to put a boat in this river soon too. Oh, so many things, guys. And we've got to do like the new village for the villager relocation program. That whole thing is still a thing. So yeah, lots of work to do. Let's see if we can get ourselves some wither skulls first. All right, so we had a really good stroke of fortune here. Jamestev is online, and I basically said, hey, where can a guy get some wither skulls around here? And we have a couple of wither farms in progress, but so far neither of them are completed. And so I guess he has like a spare beacon or some extra wither heads. Ooh, there we go. And man, I love these elytra sounds, so good. But anyway, so he said, well, hey, what's it worth to you? And I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of poor. What do you want? Maybe I have it and maybe I don't. So anyway, what we came to the agreement is that he needs some landscaping done over at his base area. And so we're going to head over there and kind of see what it is. So he said for a stack of diamonds and some landscaping, you know what? That's going to be, you know, a good amount of work and possibly less time spent than hunting down those wither skulls. So I'm going to go meet him over there and we'll see what he needs. It's so funny that you've got one of my player heads over here. Were you going to do like a collection, or is it just going to be me?
Eventually. No. I want to get everybody, but nobody's really willing to give them up, and I don't want to do PvP.
I see.
And just ambush people.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, hey.
Yeah, here's the little one I got.
That's funny. Well, hey, thanks for having me out, and like I said, this will be really great because I can do something I actually enjoy doing, and so it'll kind of be like I'm earning wither skulls, even though I'm not actually going out and hunting wither skeletons. But here I've got your payment here of 64 diamonds.
Nice.
And and I've got some tools, and some awesome. Skulls. Thank you so much. Let's see, you've got an ender chest somewhere around here, I imagine.
I have one right over here you can deposit into. Oh, what side? Oh, we're on this side. Okay, we got to run all the way around.
Yeah, sometimes
I got lost in my own base.
I get turned around in here too sometimes. But the base is coming along really nicely, I have to say.
Slow and steady. Back wall.
Yeah, no, I get the slow and steady thing for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's go take a look at what you need done here.
All right, so we have the barn, or not the barn, the stables right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the windmill over there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see where the cows are at and I fall, you go back a little bit, probably towards where the two acacia trees are. I'm going to put a cow breeder and a chicken breeder back there.
Okay.
So, and then I of course have my pond here with the waterfalls coming down.
Right, nice.
So, what I need is this area to look nice. We've got the melon farm over there and the purper, chorper, whatever blocks coming from over there. So, I need the center, area looking good. You can move the beacon. If it's in the way, it's just there so I can run.
Okay,
at this point.
This is a huge area to work on. So,
I think 3 wither skulls is a pretty good payment.
A lot of that kind of stuff is really time consuming. And so basically I'm going to work every day on this for about the next 4 to 5 days, I would say. Just see what I can get done on it. Okay. But hopefully it'll be like, what I'm saying is I'm going to try and get this whole area covered, but it may not be super detailed. Like I may not get to that. Okay. I may or may not get to that point. But I'll definitely do my best to make sure it looks nice. And
as long as it's more detailed than it is now.
Right. Is there any particular like landscaping sort of theme that you're going for? Like, are you looking for like a forest, or are you looking for like a, I don't know, like, do you have any ideas in particular?
Pretty?
Okay. So like, so I'll probably put a whole bunch of trees down. Do you want them like super dense, or do you want them a little more sparse?
A little more sparse. So
okay.
I'd like to eventually add 2 more buildings on the other side of the beacon, but so I guess you can kind of leave that area.
Okay.
And then as long as there's a path out to like where the acacias are, so I can put the breeder out there.
Okay, I got
I'd
you.
be happy with. Do whatever it is you do.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, thanks, dude. I'm kind of excited about
No
this.
problem,
I've got to get some stuff together, but yeah, I'll get to work on this, and hopefully I'll come up with something that you really like. It is actually, now I'm kind of getting excited about the scale of this, to be honest, because it's a chance to make such a big difference, you know what I mean? So hopefully it'll be something really cool. And I tell you what, that plane, you see that plane's kind of past where the cows are? Are you partial to that, or would you mind if that got filled in too? Sort of like creating like a natural barrier, if you know what I mean?
No, go to town, man.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, thanks again, dude.
See you, buddy.
All right, see you in a few days. So, step 1 is complete, I think. Anyway, I think it's complete, except for this river over here, which is going to be really, really interesting and cool to work on. But basically, if you kind of remembered what this looked like, just generally speaking, running around, it was very sort of patchy looking. There's a lot of stone over in this area over here. All that's been replaced. And a lot of sort of just, you know, terrain gen that is, you know, just your typical terrain gen. So what I went through and did is I just kind of smoothed out a lot of these curves and flattened out some areas. Like this area over here was definitely one. There was just like a big pit over here. And I'm sorry if the field of view just keeps randomly changing on you. I know that's a problem when you're running around, like running with the haste or the speed beacon. Sorry. Oh, looks like I need to get just a little bit over here. Oh yeah, let's see if we can just do a little bit more up over here. So yeah, in a lot of areas I just kind of did this where I sort of rounded off these curves a little bit better. And there are also a lot of areas where I just kind of needed to bulk it up or fill it in if I could, and if I had a little bit more room, I'd definitely be doing a little bit more of that over here as well. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, this lag is absolutely killing me, guys. I can't stand it. It's a good thing I'm not trying to hunt wither skeletons right now, I'll tell you that much, because I would be getting owned. So, anyway, I think the next big step to really make this place start to look a lot nicer is we're going to have to sort of bulk up the structures. So, even though that's not really a landscaping thing, it's definitely like an important detail that I think is really kind of holding this place back right now. And it's stuff, you know, James said that he had some plans for, but he said that I'm welcome to do that if I wanted to. And so specifically what we're looking at for the moment, let me throw another torch down here, see if we can find a bed pronto. I gotta start lighting this stuff up too. Let me sleep real quick. Good morning. So specifically I'm talking about this grand staircase right here. This is a massive staircase leading down from his main base area, and we need to kind of provide some structure to that. I'm going to try something just a tiny bit different with the trees as well. So we've got some trees that have already grown in, which is cool, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, if we can just get some kind of structure here, I think that's going to help a whole lot. And also over here, we can do something really simple, like if I grab some stone bricks, for example. Yeah, we have some stone up here, I think. Now, this is definitely not like the permanent design, right? Because he's already got the pathway in stone brick. So I don't particularly want to just do this whole thing in stone brick. But even just doing something like this, like let's say if we had it in andesite or something like that, or maybe even logs would maybe be a really nice contrast. Yeah, that actually sounds really nice. I think we might just end up doing some logs. But yeah, just doing something like that, right? And giving this sort of a retainer wall, stuff like that's really going to add a lot. And I feel like it's really going to help in areas like this where, you know, he's got this villager powered farm over here, and we can't really reshape the terrain to get in the way of that, you know what I mean? So doing that kind of thing, again, we're going to use a different material for this, but I think that that is going to help a whole lot. In addition to that staircase area, and then from there we'll really start to focus on like putting in trees and putting in bushes and flowers and all that good stuff, and then bone meal and everything else. So anyway, and I think we might save the river for last because I think that's going to be like the coolest part, I think. So anyway, back to work. Holy cow, guys, I got so much done since the last update. I'm excited to show it to you. Of course, we're far from being finished. Oh wait, he added a head. Did he get a Mopbot head? That's awesome. GG, James. Okay, so this place is starting to come along. This is going to be really, really cool. So the first thing is this pathway was all stone brick, right? So I went through and retextured it, just adding some cobblestone and some andesite. I usually don't use andesite. I'll usually use gravel or something, but I really like how that works because it kind of helps to make the stone brick look like it's popping up a little bit. And maybe it kind of does that for the cobblestone too, but yeah, I kind of really like that. So I may be doing that more often. There's also a dark oak trim now along here, which really, you know, before this was so gray. So this not only does it act like sort of like a guardrail, but it just helps to give some contrast. We also went through and added these redstone lamps here and there too. In fact, they're kind of all over the place now, but I think it's really good. So we tried to add these to give some lighting. In some areas, I don't think it's enough. I might go through later on if I can and get maybe some gray stained glass with redstone lamps underneath, and that would, I think, provide a lot of lighting too. That way we can get rid of these torches. So anyway, we're coming through. I should have shown this to you at nighttime. It looks a little bit better with all the lamps. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, so we've got these cool little like archway sort of, I don't know what you would call these, but anyway, they're just archway lamps, and it really kind of helps to fill this vertical space, right? So otherwise you just have a big open sky, which is kind of cool, but when you have stuff right overhead, it kind of helps to just add some more detail. Oh, I guess that got left there on accident. So yeah, now we kind of have not only a pathway leading up to the windmill, but we sort of have these vertical like archways framing it as well, which I think is pretty neat. So the pathways just continued here. I also changed out, if I didn't do this in the last clip, I apologize if I did, but a lot of this was stone brick, or stone, so I went through and replaced all of that with grass. Yeah, I think we did that in the last cut, didn't we? I went through and added a whole bunch of lighting. These are just jack-o'-lanterns underneath leaf blocks, and you know, it does stick out or whatever, but I think it's better than having torches spammed everywhere. Apparently I missed a couple of spots, so next time it turns night, I'll come back through and make sure that all of that is good. I haven't really done a thorough job of checking the light levels, but I have run around a bit and just tried to make sure everything was good. So hopefully James will be relatively safe coming through here. So yeah, I ended up going with the andesite here for the retainer walls. James really likes this, by the way. He is just floored with how this is coming out. Is floored the right word? Maybe in a positive way. You know what I mean. So I do think that that adds a lot of structure and helps to contain these areas a little bit. It makes it a little bit more like a yard, I guess. At least in my opinion it does. So what else? We've got this huge thing over here too. I finally did up the staircase. Oh, I wish I had some stone brick stairs. Let me grab some real quick. Okay, so there was one detail here that I haven't added to all these areas yet, which is that I want to, where we have these, James wanted to put those on the outside, which is fine, but we kind of have to improvise just a little bit here, because you see how that sticks out like that? I don't really like that. I'd rather there be some kind of support. So now we've got something that looks a little bit more like that, and that actually kind of helps to add some, I don't know, variety, I guess, to the design. And then I did go ahead and start on some trees too. You can kind of see where I'm preparing for trees right there. Those are just regular trees. In fact, well, I think I tore down all the pillars. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm pillaring up and then planting a tall tree. And that way I already have some leaves to start off with. And like that one right there, you can kind of see how I did that. And then from there, I'll go through, I have some oak logs. So this is kind of like the next big step. So why don't we try to do one of these on camera. No, it's not great. So this basically takes a lot of trial and error, but this is kind of the next big thing I'm going to be doing is running around James's area and kind of trying to build up some trees. So that's not fantastic, but I don't totally hate it either. What if we break... Okay, hang on. Let's try this. We're trying to get kind of like a random... Whoops, a random shape. So let's see what we can do. Huh. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's a lot of trial and error, guys. Alright, so I don't want to take up too much more time on this clip. But yeah, this is kind of how I get a start, and then eventually, like, this is a pretty big trunk for a pretty small amount of leaves on top. So the next big thing I'm going to do, I tell you what, can we... I keep getting off my train of thought here because I'm trying to think and build on camera and stuff. But the next big thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting in the trees and stuff. So I think I almost like that. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. And if we can add something like that, that's not too bad either. I don't like how these are the same height. But see, if we do that, okay, now I feel like we have to come here. Okay, and then we can just... Oh, we might get this on camera, guys. We might get this on camera. What if we do that? Oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Can you feel it? Persistence, guys, persistence. Like, don't give up. When you're doing this landscaping stuff, it can be really, really challenging. So just don't give up on yourself there. Anyway, you'll see the final product here before too long. I feel like I've already been talking for a really long time on this clip. But yeah, you can see kind of what we're going for here. He wanted the trees a little more sparse. And since he wants them more sparse, I'm going to try and make them a little bit taller and more detailed. So that's kind of what we got going on over here. I really like how that tree turned out. That's definitely one of my favorites so far. And that one's not too bad either. That kind of leaning tree is kind of cool. So just going to try and make everyone different. And I've got tons and tons of trees to plant. I've got an army coming after me now. Wow, guys, this place is completely transformed. And we're not even done yet. So I'm really excited to show this to you. I think this is some of my best custom tree work that I've ever done. Alright, so I'm going to try to walk for the most part just for immersion's sake, but we're going to have to do some running around. First of all, what you're going to see is in the background here, well, you're probably seeing that there are loads and loads of trees. You remember how empty this place used to be? Now it's absolutely full of trees, and it really helps to fill in the landscape. Now, the first thing I want to point out, because it's easiest to see here, is that back here, we have these rows of tall oak trees, and that's basically serving as sort of a natural barrier, and it just frames in this area of the base. So like if you look past that, you can see there's a plains biome out there. And so yeah, basically it was all just empty. And detail work, guys, is all about filling in the space, okay? Now we're also growing in some trees over there. Some of those are starting to come in. Some of these are starting to come in as well. So that way you really get that sense of immersion. Okay, cool. So we've already seen all of this pathway work here, but here we go. Custom tree time. We've got one over there. That's not the best angle for it. There's one right there. That one turned out really nice. And yeah, this one over here is kind of interesting because I tried yet another sort of technique to do this. Let me show it to you real quick. So it started out like normal. I pillared up a few blocks, and then I had a sapling on one side with the fence posts here to kind of force it to grow up really tall. And luckily it grew a really tall tree. So then I thought, okay, what if we just doubled that? So the one was already grown. I planted another sapling right here with the two fence posts, and it grew like the same huge tree but in reverse, which was absolutely perfect. Now this tree that we're looking at right here, it looks it looks good. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks a little bit maybe stumpy. Most of the trees around here, like this one, you can see are kind of wiry looking, and I really like that. Like I like how it's a little bit thinner. I think the next time that I do that kind of double tall tree thing, and basically I did that so I could get an absolute huge amount of leaves up top. So that worked out really well. But I think the next time I'm going to do that, instead of pillaring up like 3 blocks, I think I'm going to have to pillar up like 6 or maybe 7 blocks to get that same kind of thin tree effect. So anyway, just an idea there for you. Yeah, I really like how all these trees turned out. Some of them are a little bit strange, but most of them look pretty good, I think. It's definitely the best custom tree work I've done, in my opinion at least. And yeah, they're just all over the place. The only one that I have a problem with right now is this one right here, and that's because it really blocks the sight line of the windmill. We want that windmill to be pretty easily visible, so unfortunately, even though I really like how this one turned out and I'm really proud of it, this one's gonna have to come down. So anyway, there's that. Now the other big thing that we did here is we extended this pathway out. James is working on some kind of new project over there, and so originally I just had this laid out in stone brick. I was gonna let him do the path, but you know, I had to wait on a lot of trees to grow, so I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and do this path. I think it turned out pretty good. I'll just let him, you know, continue the path out here as he sees fit. But I think for right now, guys, we've got a lot more work to do to finish this up. If I can, in the next clip, I'd like to do the next clip with James. I think it's almost nighttime if those are already lit up. But I'd like to do the next clip with James if I can, but I don't know that I'll be able to. So either way, I'm going to get back to work. We're going to finish up this epic landscaping project, and then I'll see you when it's done. All right, James, the landscaping is all done. I think I've been laboring at this thing for like over 20 hours or something like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see what you think, man. I know you've seen a lot of it just in progress and stuff, but I'd like to kind of have you walk around and tell me what you think about it.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching you, go through it through the week or whatever, and it was pretty exciting to watch it all come together.
Yeah,
First off, I'm loving the redstone lamps and the fence here in this pathway.
Yeah.
So far, I'm excited as all can be about it.
Well, the lamp, we kind of came up with that together, so that was kind of a cool thing. And yeah, I like how the path, I like the texture, and I like how it kind of curves around too, like it goes in a couple of different directions. Pretty neat.
It actually, when we came down here, because I was moving my villagers, I actually came up with the idea that I think I'm going to leave this here and just make it nicer and actually do a rail station off of this.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That's going to be there. But yeah, no, it's looking great. I love all the trees that you added, and the swamp area, or I guess the lake area, looks really good with all the custom trees. So,
yeah, man. Cool.
I mean, it's awesome. And you got all those. Oh, I didn't even notice the different the different bushes down there with the different texture. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Just add some more variety,
That is a very cool trick.
Speaking of the trees, by the way, one thing I wanted to let you know, a lot of people would add vines to the trees. And, I thought about doing that because I know you're growing some vines and stuff. So if you want to have like vines hanging down, you can. You'll probably want to get some string first, though, so you can limit exactly how far down each vine grows. And some people just put vines on the trees to make it look like moss. But the thing is, I don't really do that so much anymore because particularly when it gets really dense, it just kind of becomes too much green. So, but it's up to you. If you want to add some of that stuff, feel free to, man.
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite parts is this wall right here. I don't know why, but it just added so much to it. It became I actually started continuing it over there onto my base. Whoops.
I see that. Yeah. Awesome.
So I actually started continuing it over there. I was like, I'm going to take that and wrap it around and make it look more complete.
Yeah, that definitely looks really good. I tried to make it kind of match the style of your base, so it kind of just looks like a big extension of your base.
Yeah. No, I love it. Oh, and then if we come back over here.
Okay.
To the path.
Oh, by the way, I want to apologize to my audience if James's audio is bad. It's because my internet connection's bad. You can see him lagging around. I'm probably lagging around on your screen too, so my audio could be bad on your end.
Your audio's popping a little, but it ain't horrible.
Cool.
Nah, dude, this looks great. You moved the beacon over. We got all this greenery and shrubbery. It's awesome. I don't even know where to start. He added so much to it.
Yeah, it's totally transformed, man. I'm glad you love it.
The overhead and even the simple thing of just adding these andesite blocks here to make it like a retaining wall. It just added so much more to it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Why did I think about adding a block?
That's cool. Well, James, dude, I'm about out of time in my episode. But hey, it was a lot of fun working over here. I tell you what, man, I think I might just move in.
Okay, you know what? I got a house we can build for you, not a problem.
Yeah, because I like hanging out here now. This is such a cool place to kind of just walk around in. But
it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you love it, and thanks for the wither skulls.
No problem. Thank you. Hey, if you need more stuff, you let me know.
Yeah,
I'll gladly come over and work for some more stuff.
Right. I think I'm going to charge more next time.
All right. The only thing I don't like about the whole thing,
okay,
is you added so much detail and so much work to this area that I have to go up to the main base and start adding details now. So I'm going to steal a whole bunch of your ideas and implement them up there.
Awesome. Perfect, dude. That's what I like to hear, man. So I'll definitely swing back by. Let me know when you do it. I'll swing back by and check it out.
All right, man. Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks, James. I'll talk to you later.
See you, Coop. Have a good one.
That wasn't a proper outro. This is a proper outro. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed the landscaping project. Thanks again to James. Please make sure and go check out his channel. Link will be in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure and hit the like button. Feel free to share the video. It helps the channel out and also helps spread the word about the server as well. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe so that you can ball hard with us here on the Diamond Society. But guys, thank you so much again. And until next time, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Really cool projects planned for today, and what a gorgeous sunrise for us to be starting this series off on, right? So we've got a couple of really awesome projects, or at least one massive project. We have the start of it over there. Now, unfortunately,